The Young and the Restless spoilers Monday, full November 4th. Genoa City, a place where power dynamics shift like sand, was once again the epicenter of turmoil and intrigue. The recent events surrounding Sharon Newman's mysterious actions had set off a chain reaction, pulling every major player into a complex web of trust, betrayal, and ambition. Amidst this chaos, Daniel Romalotti found himself entrenched deeper into the city's dark underbelly, determined to uncover the truth that threatened to destroy him. Daniel's relentless pursuit. Daniel Romalotti had dedicated every waking moment to monitoring Sharon Newman's movements. Convinced of her involvement in the nefarious activities plaguing Genoa City, he meticulously tracked her interactions, hoping to find the evidence needed to expose her. His relentless pursuit was driven by a mix of fear and a desperate need for vindication. The stakes were high. Daniel believed that Sharon, now allied with the cunning chancellor, was orchestrating a scheme that could ruin lives and seize control of Genoa's most influential assets. Unbeknownst to Sharon, Faith Newman, her own daughter, had become an unexpected ally in Daniel's quest for truth. Faith, harboring doubts about her mother's alleged role in Heather Stevens' tragic demise, had covertly placed a listening device in Sharon's purse. Her actions were fueled by a blend of maternal instinct and a yearning to see justice served, not just for Heather, but for herself as well. Eavesdropping on shadows. One late evening, as the city's lights flickered against the darkening sky, Daniel's efforts began to yield tangible results. Through the discreet recordings captured by Faith's device, he overheard a conversation between Sharon and Cameron Kirsten. The dialogue was cryptic, laden with veiled threats and strategic plans, but Cameron remained silent throughout, his participation minimal yet ominously significant. Daniel couldn't shake the feeling that Cameron was more than just a pawn in Sharon's game. He was a key player whose actions could tip the balance of power in Genoa City. As Daniel sifted through the fragmented conversations, he realized the depth of Sharon's manipulations. Each snippet of dialogue hinted at a larger, more sinister plot, one that involved not just personal vendettas but also corporate espionage aimed at destabilizing the Abbott enterprises. The Abbott-Dunn dilemma. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott and Diane Jenkins found themselves at a crossroads. Torn between loyalty to Victor Newman and their complex history with Jack Abbott, they struggled to find a clear path forward. Victor, with his relentless pursuit of power and his strategic mind, represented a formidable force. Jack, on the other hand, despite their strained relationship, still held a semblance of the integrity and honor that Kyle and Diane yearned for. Jack, weary from constant battles and feeling the weight of mistrust from his own family, chose to distance himself from Diane and Kyle. His decision was rooted in frustration and a desire to regain control over his own life without the entanglements that plagued his relationships. This move left Kyle and Diane feeling abandoned and uncertain about whom to trust, as both Victor and Jack possessed their own strengths and vulnerabilities. Lily's ambition and Victor's machinations. Amidst the personal struggles of the Abbott family, a fierce battle for corporate dominance was unfolding. Lily Winters, driven by ambition and a desire to prove her worth, set her sights on the CEO position of Chancellor Abbott. Her determination was unyielding, fueled by a vision of the company that aligned with her progressive ideals. However, Victor Newman, ever the strategist, had already secured the position for Nikki Newman, Lily's former lover and now a key ally. The rivalry between Lily and Victor was not just a battle for leadership, it was a clash of ideologies and personal vendettas. Lily's push for innovation and transparency stood in stark contrast to Victor's more traditional and sometimes ruthless approach to business. Their disagreements were public and contentious, each encounter adding layers of tension and animosity to their already fraught relationship. The unseen threat, Daniel's growing peril. As Daniel delved deeper into Sharon's machinations, the dangers surrounding him intensified. His discovery of Sharon and Cameron's conversations was just the beginning. The listening device, a small yet potent tool of espionage, became a double-edged sword. While it provided crucial evidence, it also made Daniel a marked man in the eyes of those orchestrating the chaos. Faith's involvement added another layer of complexity. Her unwavering belief in Daniel's innocence and her efforts to prove Sharon's guilt created an unspoken alliance between mother and son. However, their clandestine operations risked exposure, threatening to ignite a scandal that could bring down entire families.
Trust in a fractured family. Kyle and Diane's indecision further complicated the already volatile situation. Torn between Victor's manipulative charm and Jack's declining trust, they found themselves navigating a treacherous path with no clear allies. Their internal conflict mirrored the larger battles raging within Genoa City, where every decision had the potential to either strengthen alliances or dismantle them. Jack's withdrawal from their lives left Kyle and Diane to fend for themselves, forcing them to rely on their own instincts and alliances. The absence of Jack's influence meant they had to confront their doubts and fears without the guidance of a father figure who had always been a source of strength and conflict in equal measure. The battle for Chancellor Abbott. The corporate battleground was set, with Lily and Victor poised for a showdown that would determine the future of Chancellor Abbott. Lily's supporters rallied around her progressive agenda, while Victor's loyalists stood firm behind his traditionalist policies. The tension reached its peak during the annual board meeting, where both contenders presented their visions for the company's future. Lily, with her eloquent speech and passionate commitment to change, appealed to the younger board members and those disillusioned by Victor's often abrasive leadership style. Her proposal promised innovation, ethical business practices, and a more inclusive corporate culture. In contrast, Victor's presentation emphasized stability, proven strategies, and the importance of maintaining the company's legacy. As the votes were cast, the room was thick with anticipation. The outcome would not only decide the next CEO, but also reshape the power dynamics within Genoa City's elite. When the results were announced, Nikki Newman's victory solidified Victor's control, but the seeds of dissent had been sown. Lily's fervent supporters vowed to continue their fight, refusing to let Victor's victory go unchallenged. The final confrontation. Daniel's pursuit of Sharon brought him to the brink of discovery. Armed with the recordings and Faith's unwavering support, he confronted Sharon in a dramatic confrontation. The truth about Heather's death and Sharon's involvement began to surface, but Sharon was not willing to go down without a fight. Her denial was fierce, and the ensuing argument revealed the depth of her manipulation and deceit. Meanwhile, the Abbott family's internal struggles came to a head. Kyle and Diane, realizing the futility of their divided loyalties, chose to stand together against the mounting threats. Their unity, however, was tested when Victor and Jack attempted to sway their allegiance with promises of power and security. Torn between familial bonds and personal convictions, Kyle and Diane had to make a choice that would define their future.